warm out there. I didn't think
It
It was
is.
gonna be that warm.
I wasn't expecting that this morning. Chilly actually. this morning.
All right. Call them to order. We'll stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Roll call, school board members, everyone's here except for Base Flug. Still got a quorum, so we'll keep moving along. Communication and reports, enrollment update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just real quickly, just an update on enrollment, K through 12, 1875. With our preschool, we're at 2028. As you can see, we're down K-12 numbers, about 9 students from last month. And that again is just coming and goings of families and some are in and out of placement and things like that. Nothing too unusual. And then the nice thing is that we're still 60 students up from where we were June of 2023. We'll continue to keep an eye on our kindergarten numbers for next year as we plan, just to kind of see where that's at. I've talked to Mr. Grassel about those things. We're also keeping an eye on one of our sections over at South Point too, just monitoring that to see how that goes.
Any questions about enrollment?
Do we have an estimate of what kindergarten class do we? We're sitting at around 140 right now.
Okay.
Out. Our Super K, so we're at 160. 165 around there with Super K,
Okay.
I believe. And it's early.
Yeah.
So we still, there's still
So you could have a large class,
yeah.
record setting.
So,
It'd be nice, but it could be an issue.
Right.
yeah, so if the board at some point decided that they wanted to consider adding another section, do you have space?
We'd be able to make space.
Okay.
What is the class sizes at right now with what, like the 140 without the Super K, because they're already included in that, 1920?
So like I said, I think we just continue to monitor and
Mhm.
I'll allow the new superintendent to come in, take a look too.
So he's gonna continue to look at registration like once or twice a week over. Or she's done, you know, here a couple weeks, but after that, she'll keep being more.
And at South Point, what would, for the section that we're watching, what's the class sizes right now projected? 23 to 24?
They will be fifth graders. Right?
That's
We're going from 7 sections to 6. from second
Oh.
grade to third.
So it's third grade that we're watching closely?
The 2B third graders? Okay. Any other questions on enrollment? Okay. Administration and department heads?
Yeah, so I can go. Just first of all, want to congratulate all the staff and students and families and everybody just on a wonderful school year. It's just, again, always just hard to believe that another school year has flown by. I just don't know how it happens so quickly, but it does. And so anytime you get to the end and you can look back and you can see a lot of things you're proud of and nothing too terrible happened during the school year, I think it's a success. And so just thankful to everybody. Happy for our students and families to have their summers and our staff, obviously. It's, everybody, it's well deserved. I want to recognize the entire admin team that I worked with this year. Just a phenomenal experience, me coming in as an interim superintendent and you know, knowing what that means. You know, the admin team was very easy to work with all year long and supportive and just really, really nice to work with. And so I just wanted to let them know how much I appreciate that. And I know it's not easy for them to have three new people or three people in 3 years to supervise them and work with. That's a tremendous challenge in itself. And so that just tells me a lot about the admin team in East Grand Forks. They're really top notch. I want to recognize my entire district office staff for all the same reasons I just mentioned. The admin team, just phenomenal, very, very easy to work with. Always felt welcome, supported. A lot of compromise, a lot of learning about, you know, tendencies and relationships and trust and asking questions. And we shuffled some pieces around this year. And so everybody was just phenomenal. And so I really believe strongly that district office is set up for success for a number of years based on the moves we made and the people that you have in there. We have some real solid people. So I'm just excited to watch from afar to see how that moves forward. Also want to recognize everybody else in our school, you know, from our bus drivers to our kitchen staff, to our technology team, to our custodial and maintenance people, admin assistants, our paraprofessionals, our teachers, of course, our coaches, and all the other folks that come into our schools that are third parties that support our kids and our staff and everything we do here. Just so thankful for everything that I've seen this year and all the people that came into our school to help out. So just thanks to everybody. It's been a really, really, really special year for me personally, and I'm glad I was able to come in here and be an asset and help out and do the things I did. So it's just very rewarding. Just kind of moving on to some other observations about thoughts moving forward. Certainly that decision is left with the school board and the incumbent superintendent, but when I think about some of the recent vacancies that have opened up in our school district, you know, top of the list, you know, I think about just, you know, Julie Peterson and that role she served with special ed oversight. I think that's a really important role in our district and one that I would hate to see us misstep on. I think her support is really important for a lot of reasons. I know we've talked about that a little bit. We know that with Jen Modine, we know what kind of person she was in our district and the leadership she provided and all of those things to our principals and things like that. And even the superintendent will be missed. You know, I think about Erica Denault exiting and that vacancy with some of our cultural responsibilities and things that we need to work on. I think that's important. And if you even go back even another year and you think about maybe some of the stuff with Soraya and some of those things that she was handling for the admin team was certainly a challenge for us this year to take that extra stuff on. And then of course you add the last element of bringing a new superintendent in. I would recommend, or at least I would encourage the board to consider bringing in somebody to help fill those roles. I think it's a lot to ask a new superintendent and your admin team to absorb. You know, we made a significant amount of reductions this year, but then on top of that, we've had these late resignations and retirements, and so I really feel the combination of those things. I really think it deserves a look at possibly bringing in a position there to kind of help fill those roles. I wouldn't consider it an ad. I would consider it something of a necessity to make sure that we continue to move forward at the pace we need to. And I just think that those vacancies are going to leave too much for this team to absorb. And so I would recommend that we look at posting for something that looks like a director of special services or some other hybrid position to make sure that we don't drop the ball with those important things. Any questions about that piece? Okay, and so we'll kind of await your guidance, and then when we feel like we're ready, we can move forward on that. Legislatively, you know, the changes that happen, there's a lot, but the ones that kind of come to the forefront are the READ Act money. There's going to be a couple extra pots of money that are going to come forward from the state to help out with our READ Act initiative. There's 2 pots of money. One of them is going to be to help out with the trainings. The district mostly gets to decide where that goes. And then the other one is a unique fund. is gonna be, it's gonna have to be, negotiated with our groups, teachers, you know, in particular. We're gonna have to sit down and talk about how we're gonna, use that money, you know, and that's for teacher stipends and things like that to help out with some of that training and leadership outside of the PLCs or professional development days and things like that. So the good news is it's about 147,000, I think is what it comes out to be, between the two. And so we have some extra funds there to help out, much needed to help us out. And so, so that's the good news. There's some ESST changes that we need to absorb and we need to, look at and make some changes. But my recommendation with the REDAC money and the ESST and really all of these changes is to give it some time and allow MSBA and those folks to really go through and vet those things and really give us model guidance and language and things like that for us to consider, especially when we're talking about getting into it with another group and having to sit down and negotiate those things. I think it's important that we have some guidance on that. So that would be my suggestion. Summer school starts Monday, so I want to thank Melissa for all her hard work and Jake and everybody. It takes a whole village, obviously, we know that, so I'm excited to for us to start there. We have a couple important positions in the district I want the board to know about that are not filled yet. Right now, we're short 3 special ed teachers in the district, which is, again, a pretty big concern. The high school is looking for 2 and one of the elementary schools is still looking for 1. And so I've just kind of just told my principals to do whatever we need to do and we'll get behind it, but we got to try to find some people that are going to come in and fill those important roles. And so I know that they're looking at all possibilities. So I'm just hoping that we can find somebody to fill those important spots. Just a reminder, I will be up in Baudette Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week for the regional leadership summit up there. And so I'll be up there to spend time with the other regional leaders. Another reminder, Kevin Grover will be here on Friday for a meet and greet at 9:30, and I think we're gonna do it in this room. So all the admin team and the department heads are gonna be there, and I won't be, but Kevin and I discussed that prior, and he thought that would be fine, and so did I. And so obviously, if board members wanna come in and say hi, and anybody else, we're certainly open to that and encourage that. That's what I kind of had, and then I had a couple committee updates. You want me to get those out of the way?
Sure.
Okay, just real quickly, Finance Committee to Wednesday, 7 a.m. And so we'll go through our first, I would call it kind of a rough draft of our initial budget and looking for feedback and just some guidance from our committee members. And then the tentative plan would be to have one more of those meetings prior to that last board meeting in June to make sure that we're all kind of on the same page. You know, even if it's a 45-minute meeting or even a half hour, but we're hoping to schedule maybe one more before the last board meeting to make sure that we're all feeling good about that initial budget coming in. Policy Committee is going to meet on June 13th, and really the only agenda item is going to be the REDAC policy. We can just officially adopt that. So I think that should go all right. Principals have been invited to that meeting as well as the finance meeting. So I really think it's important that we have our entire admin team there. Negotiations real quickly. We obviously have our 2 settlements with our admin assistants and our paraprofessionals, so we're excited about that. And we have some ongoing negotiations with principals and with our custodial and food service folks. And so we're working hard to try to get everything taken care of. It seems like there's a lot of things going on here. And so excited to have the end of the school year to really focus in and get some of these things done.
Any questions? Any of those topics? All right, thank you, Brian.
Bet.
5.0 consent agenda. I'm gonna move to approve the consent agenda and I just need a second.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? I need to just note 2 things. We do have a quorum here, but Eric would have to abstain from the administrative contract and I'd have to abstain from the paraprofessional, but even if we vote yay, we have a quorum, so it should be fine. Okay. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, 6.0 opportunity for citizens to speak on items not on the agenda.
I didn't have anything, Madam Chair.
Moving on to 7.0 to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 8.0 district business. 8.1 to approve the 2024-2025 resolution for membership in the Minnesota State High School League. This is something we do every year so that we're in it. Usually we have a representative, or is this just for the membership?
We do have a rep, yep.
Yeah,
And that's you, Josh, right?
yep.
All right, so I'll need a motion to.
I'll make a motion,
The resolution.
or I'll make a, yeah, it's a resolution, so,
So we have to.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Resolution carries. 8.2, authorize administration to advertise for milk, bread, and fuel bids for the 2024-2025 school year. This is something we also do every year to make sure that we have the correct amount of bids per law.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's see. We got 9.0 already. Payment of claims and accounts.
I'll move to approve the payment of K-12 bills 127-105 through 127-273 and EFTs in the amount of $1,245,145.
Okay, any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 10.0 board member comments. Eric, we'll start with you.
Yeah, just want to wish best of luck to the remaining spring teams and participants that are still in their activities. I know those are winding down, but best of luck. And also, you know, as I was looking at our website, I think we filled several of the open positions here tonight, but still have several remaining. So I think just continue to spread the word of all the good things happening in our district and try to get some qualified applicants. I just got a big thank you to everybody who made it through another year. So, I mean, that's always a good thing. And one thing I'll kind of piggyback off of Eric is this, maybe if people didn't know this, that Braden Carlson broke a school record that's been there since 1968. So I think that's pretty cool. And he's going to be representing us at the state meet this week and the 400.
I have nothing to add. Just thanks everybody for a great year and enjoy summer.
I'm just gonna remind the community that the school board filing period is from July 30th to August 13th. And there are going to be 3 seats up for election. And if you want to try to help change instead of just talking about it, that'd be fantastic.
I just want to express my gratitude to all the employees of 595, and it was a year and we made it and we all did really well. So, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I read that about Braden too. That's pretty cool. I can't imagine moving that fast. So I have no further comments than that. Our next meeting is June 24th, 5 p.m. Are we all in agreement with that?
5 p.m. on that one.
5:30, sorry.
5:30? Okay.
I'm here at 5, sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
5:30.
24th. Yep.
Yep.
June 24th. So now I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.